Good morning, friends. Hope you all are doing well. Today, I have brought a video on a brand new topic which is related to FI and SD General Accounting entries in SAP. So, today we will see in detail that how it will work in the SAP ERP system, mainly in the S4 HANA system 2022 version. We will see that. So, before I proceed further, it is my humble request to all of you that kindly like this video, subscribe this YouTube channel, share this video in your network so that others can also take the benefit out of it. And remember, all of these things are very much useful from the interview preparation perspective as well, because the same exact things are mostly asked in the interview as well by different people with different companies. Questions will remain more or less pretty much same. So that will definitely help you in terms of your interview preparation. Let's proceed further. So what all things we are going to see it as part of this video? We will see the brief introduction of FI and SD integration. We will see the FI and SD accounting entries from the integration perspective, in which stage it will have accounting entries and in which stage it will not have accounting entries. And then in my previous video where I have explained about FIMM accounting entries, there few entries were left out which were very important from the FIMM integration perspective also. So that also is being covered as part of this video. And then finally we will end up our entire discussion by way of putting the conclusion. Let's proceed further. So what is all about FISD integration? FISD integration is all about your access sequence which is maintained in the VKOA transaction, chart of account, sales org. Remember, there are two type of condition types available in the SAP standard system, though you can have your own condition types as well. People created like COFI, which is for the from the finance side account determination, and KOFK, which is for account determination with controlling. Application area is V, and then we also have customer account assignment group, material account assignment group, account key, and GL account. Put together all these things makes your access sequence work in the VKOA transaction. And if you see the pictures, as you can see over here, this one is what I am referring to. A total of 5 different combinations are given by the SAP system in the standard system. If somebody asks you in the interview that what all the access sequence combinations are given by the SAP, these are the ones which you need to mention, like customer account assignment group, material account assignment group, and account key. Then we have customer account assignment group and account key, material account assignment group and account key, general and accounting key. These are the 5 standard combinations given by the SAP system. We will see it in the system as well, but let's first complete our theoretical part from this presentation, and then we will go in the SAP system as well. So this is what I was referring to, and this is what is you do the setup as part of your VKOA transaction code. Okay, so you can see the application area V, condition type, then chart of account, sales org. This is your account assignment group for customer. Then for material, this is your account key or transaction key, you can say, and then you have GL accounts, and then you have even provisional GL accounts if at all you are using it. This is purely driven by the business requirement. Now we will see how the same thing looks like in the SAP system as well. Here I am in the S4 HANA 2022 system. Just to showcase you that system is correct, let me just show you as well. You can see it over there. As for on-premise 2022 release, we have theory, ABAP, and all other things as part of this system. So now we will go to the VKOA T code. If you see, it has quite a few than what we have seen in the screenshot given in the presentation. These are the 5 which is given by the SAP standard system, and whatever remaining you can see that 015, 016, 017, 777, 499, 498, 497, all these are also access sequence only, but these are all custom settings. These are not, none of them is the standard settings. Standard settings are the only one which is highlighted. Now we will see, and now we will just double click on these things and we will get to the detailing of it. This is a screen I was referring to. We have application area V. V means sales. Please remember that. V for victory. V means sales and distribution, as you can see. Okay. Then we have condition types. I said coffee and KOFK. So this is your coffee and this is your KOFK. There can be many more things, but then these are the two which is important, very important. You can have customer also if you need. Look at this. And remember, all these things I am showing you from a dummy system, not from a real system, because that I can't show as part of the presentation. Now we have chart of account which contains your list of GL account. Then we have sales org, and then if you see, this is your customer account assignment group. This is your material account assignment group. If I expand it, probably you can see it little bit better. Okay. Then we have account keys. Account keys also plays very important role, and it has literally too many roles to play. For example, let me show you. You have ERL. ERL is used for the revenue. ERS is used for sales reduction. ERU is for used for rebate accruals, if at all any. If it has something related to the freight revenue, then it goes to ERF. And likewise, there are different transaction keys which is connected to the GL accounts, and that is how, based on the access sequence, system posts the accounting entries in the SAP system, and that is how it reflects in the financial accounting as well. Hope this point is clear to you all. I am not going into too much detailing of it, but I just wanted to show you so that you get a better understanding out of it. Let's proceed further. We will go back to the presentation now. So now this part we have already seen in the system. We will move further. Accounting entries in the SAP SD. Now we will come to the core topic of this particular video. So as part of the sales order, you create sales order by transaction code VA01. So at this level, there is no accounting entry is created. This is just a sale request given by the customer to the company for certain goods or services they need. So basically, customer requirements is given to the company which is going to provide the goods and services to fulfill the requirement of the customer, and this placing the request to the company by the customer to deliver these things is what is called as the sales order. And at this level, there is no accounting entry whatsoever. So it will not have any impact on the financial accounting side. Coming to the outbound delivery, that is VL01N. This is also called as PGI, post goods issue. Please remember that term. Many people don't know what is that term also. So it is very important to remember the term, remember the meaning as well. So this stage comes when you issue the goods to the customer. Remember, if you say how the service will be delivered to the customer, so in that case it is directly customer order and then comes the invoice. So accounting entry at this level is debit COGS account, with the transaction key KNV and credit the inventory with the BSX. Remember, it is a finished goods inventory, it is not a raw material. It is a finished goods inventory with the VSX transaction key, and the movement type used in this case is 601. You will say why the movement type has come into the picture here, because this outbound delivery is basically FI and MM integration. It is not FI and SD integration at all. It is purely driven by the FI MM integration. Many people are not clear whether it is part of SD or whether it is part of MM. In reality, it is part of MM. I will show certain things in the system as well, but let's first finish it. PGI settings. As you can see in the heading MM is written. So you have inventory posting via BSX, and then you have offsetting entry posted via the GBB. Okay, so that is how your PGI posting happens, and this comes via OBYC transaction code. Let us see it in the system as well. So let's go to OBYC. In OBYC, first we will go to the BSX. So if you can see here, we have inventory posting here BSX. So let's go into, and then we have to give the chart of account whatever is applicable for the given company code. If you see, you have valuation modifier, and then valuation class, and then you have GL account. This is for the inventory posting, as you can see. There will be a lot of accounts in that. And remember, each valuation class also is referring to a particular kind of material type. For example, your 7920. So if you say, I think it will be somewhere down. 7920 is the standard one for the finished goods. So this is how the valuation class helps to find out the GL account for the GL post. Now this is for the VSX. Now we will see for the GBB. So we have already seen how the GBB in our OBYC settings will look like. Now let's proceed further. Next entry from the SAP SD side to the accounting will be when you do the billing to the customer and release the billing document to the accounting. So at that point of time, depending on what all components are applicable for that given sales order, I have just given one example as such: customer account debit, discount account debit, sales revenue account credit with the ERL transaction key, tax account credit, excise duty account if applicable credit. So these items will put together will complete your accounting transaction meant for the uh, customer invoice. Now when you receive the payment from the customer, the transaction code will be F-28, and the accounting it will be bank clearing account debit and customer account credit, and this customer account credit will knock off the balance from the invoice pending for the customer, and your open item in the customer account will automatically get cleared. Let's proceed further. Now we will talk mainly about the remaining accounting entries in the SAP FI and MM integration, which we had not covered as part of the previous video. So at the purchase order level, we have no accounting entry created, and purchase order is just a commitment to buy certain goods or services from a vendor by the company. Since it is just a commitment, and that is why it does not create any accounting document as such. Even if you are creating a purchase requisition, which is also called as PR by ME51 transaction code, there is no accounting entry as such, because this is also are just a request generated by the various departments for certain goods or services they need. For these two stages, there is literally no accounting entry. Be very clear about it. Let's move further. Next, accounting entries in the SAP FI and MM integration is invoice receipt via the transaction code MIRO. In this case, when the invoice is received, the accounting entry will be debit your GRIR account with the WRX transaction fee and the credit to the vendor account. Now, when you make the payment to the vendor via transaction code F-53 or F-58 or F110, nothing but your automatic payment program, in that case, the transaction will be debit the vendor account and credit the bank account or outgoing bank account as per the settings available in the system. And that is how the accounting entry will take effect at the time of making the payment to the vendor. Let's proceed further. Accounting entries in FI/MM integration. Please remember certain points which I am telling now, which is very important. There can be too many different type of accounting entries based on the business requirement in FI/MM integration. Whatever I have just explained as part of this video are very simple ones and very standard ones. But there can be different scenarios and your accounting entry also will become different by considering a different business scenario to be reflected in the system. And it is also not possible to cover up all the kind of accounting entries in the single presentation. So please try to prepare all possible type of accounting entries in SAP FIMM integration as a part of your interview preparation for the SAP consulting job. This is very important. Many a times people ask it, many a times people either are not able to answer it or many a times they give the wrong answers, and in both cases you basically reduce your chances of getting selected by not answering it or wrongly answering it. So that is going against your job selection process. So if you prepare it well, you will have more chances of getting selected. Let's proceed further. Now we have come to the conclusion of this video. Please remember that all the accounting entries and other settings what we have discussed as part of this video is very important from the SAP interview perspective. Remember, surface level preparation is no more applicable. You need to deep dive in the system and find out how the one component is connected to the another component and how this connection works in the SAP system. As long as you are logically clear, you will be able to handle any kind of questions being asked to you as part of this particular component from the SAP job perspective. Some of the accounting entries which are pretty much standard one, you should memorize it. Why I am saying memorize it is because I have myself seen many people find it very hard to recollect those entries when I ask such kind of entries in the interview. They find it extremely difficult to recall it. Many people give me answers wrongly as well, and that is why I am saying all the simple ones, which is straightforward ones, please try to remember and just memorize it, write it multiple times on a piece of paper. You will store all these things in your brain. Next, this area also showcases your SAP finance domain knowledge, expertise with regard to the various different business scenarios. If you are able to explain different kind of accounting entries from the different business scenario perspective, they will consider that you are an SME for the finance domain, and this will also help you when you get a job and client will ask you certain queries related to all these things. You will be in a better position to handle their queries in an efficient way by giving them the right advice what to do and what not to do, and overall it will go as a plus point in your CV, in your resume, in your job, in your profile, and you might even receive client appreciation as well as part of giving the right advice to them. So this is very important. Let's proceed further. Now we have come to the close of this video. If you have any query, please send it to the given email ID and I will definitely reply you back based on that. That is point number 1. And if you have any query, you can also put up your comments at the comment section of the video. Please put up your query. I will definitely try to reply based on your query. Moving next. Thank you so much for watching this video. Kindly like this video, subscribe this YouTube channel and also share it in your network. Do not keep the information and knowledge just with you. Share it in your network. It may not be much useful to you, but it might be very useful to somebody else which might be looking out for this kind of information. So please keep in mind that always share such kind of videos to all other people in your network who are preparing for these kind of job interviews. It will be definitely very useful to them. With this, I complete this video. Thank you so much once again. Wish you all a great day ahead. Thank you. Bye bye.